Hello everyone and welcome to the show. If you have not heard to it yet, Manchester United have just sacked Ruben Amorim. It was in 10 a.m. this morning. Yes, so this is the breaking news from quoted by Fabrizio Romano. Breaking: Manchester Ruben Amorim has just been sacked by Manchester United. This is in made this morning. Amorim was sacked. So we were seeing from the start of this week that Amorim is delivering some really bad, I don't know what do you call it, bad or something like that, driving the owners under the bus, such comments in the press conference. This was the start of beginning of the end, as we already know, because whenever any manager of Manchester United especially, if they speak any truth in any press conference, let alone in the match press conference, in any interview, let alone in press conference, you are gonna get sacked. So this is the decision made by the Ineos and co, that Ruben Amorim should be relieved from his position as a Manchester United manager, or I should say Manchester United coach, as Ruben Amorim has hinted us that he is not a coach, he is not a manager in this club, he's just a coach in this club. That's why he has been sacked, because he didn't want it to be as just a coach. He wanted to be a manager. A manager who dictates everything that's going in the club. That's why he was sacked, because he didn't wanted just to be a puppet. Yeah, that's why he was sacked, because he didn't want it to just be as a puppet. That is the thing. Ruben Amorim was sacked because he didn't want it to be a puppet. And Ineos already wanted a puppet. Ineos wanted a puppet because in this start, when Ruben Amorim was approached by Ineos for as a hiring for the managerial role, Ruben Amorim was standing against appointing in the mid-season. And what did they say? It is Manchester United. You have to come now, or we get someone else. And Ruben Amorim was forced to get a job in the middle of the season. And look what happened to him now. He is just sacked just after a year. I should say 14 months precisely, but he was just sacked after a year without getting without getting proper backing from the club. And Ineos has already said that they are going to be backing this player, that manager with such and such players, but all was just a hoax, man. They didn't really back this manager. No, never. They didn't really back him, not at all. That's why he was sacked, by the way, because he wanted some players in this January window, but he didn't get. He couldn't get. He wasn't getting any responses from the Ineos and board. That's why he was sacked. That's why he said such and such in interviews. That is why he was sacked. Because in Manchester United, either you are a manager, you can't just be. So that's why he was sacked. Yeah. So the other thing is Manchester United, and the next thing is this. This is the official statement from the Manchester United. Official statement from the Manchester United. So here it is. Ruben Amorim has departed his role as head coach. See, that's what I said. Head coach, not as a manager. He wanted to be a manager, not a head coach. That's why he was saying this such things here and there, because he wanted to be a manager, not a head coach. That is why he was sacked. That is why he was relieved of his position, because he wanted to become a head coach. Yeah, and the other thing is, Ruben Amorim has departed his role as head coach, as head coach, by the way, of Manchester United. With Manchester United sitting 6th in Premier League, the club's leadership has reluctantly made the decision that it is right time to make the change. Oh, right time to make a change. Oh, come on, for God's sake. This is not the right time to make any change. This was the right time to back him, not to make any changes in this managerial role, not at all. This will give the team the best opportunity of the highest possible Premier League finish. The club would like to thank Ruben for his contribution to the club and wishes him well for the future. That just works. It just works. And then the first thing to notice is Manchester United have said that Ruben Amorim is a head coach, not a manager. Is a head coach. Yeah. So Ruben Amorim didn't want it to be a head coach. That's why he was relieved from his position. That's why he started saying things against the owners. That is the one reason, because he was appointed as a head coach, but he didn't want it to be as a head coach. And the other thing is, this with Manchester United sitting sixth in the Premier League, the club's leadership has reluctantly made the decision that it is the right time to make a change. Oh, for God's sake, man! This is not a right time to make a change. This is a right time to back him, not to sack him. This is the right time to back him, not to sack him. Not at all. This was the right time to back him with some players in this January transfer window. It is already 5th of January now, and we are not seeing any signs of getting in players. Making a change, this will give the team the best opportunity of the highest possible Premier League finish. No, this won't give any best possible opportunity for the highest possible Premier League finish. No, not at all. It will do is it will solid us into the just mid-table club, not as a top 4 club, not at all. It will only solidify us as a mid-table club, not as a top 4 club. If we had backed Ruben Amorim in this period, then we would have got such a big aspirations there. We could have already finished. We could have finished 4th, even we could finish 4th or 5th if Ruben Amorim was backed. And in this season 2, if Premier League teams does good things, then we could have easily got on the 5th place as a Champions League place. That was the target. No, after sagging him, getting the new manager or even interim manager, no, he's not getting backed, and we are not getting anywhere near now. And the next thing is this: Darren Fletcher takes over Manchester United on interim basis after Ruben Amorim is sacked. This is the main thing now. Darren Fletcher is now the interim manager. Yes, that is the one thing. Darren Fletcher is now the interim manager. What caliber, what experience does he have as even in managing a club, let alone a big club? He doesn't have any experience in managing a club. How can he be successful in managing a big club like Manchester United? I just don't get it at all. Michael Carrick was the same. He was also appointed an interim manager basis. Then he was even sacked, even let go, I should say. Not sacked. He was let go after all. And who came after? Who was that? Ruben Amorim. Yes, he was also interim manager. Let go after 3 games. Where is he now? See, this is the thing. The players are gonna play for their life now, because it is now do or die for them. A manager gets sacked, and now it's time for them to play again. They will play against Burnley now. They will play like it is the last game of the season, last game of their life. They will play like that against Burnley. I'm sure we'll get a win against Burnley, because that's what they does. That's what they did. For Ten Hag, for Van Gaal, for Mourinho, same. That's what they did for every one of them. And with Darren Fletcher, Oh, there is some very much politics there in case of Darren Fletcher appointing as a managerial role interim basis, because he has both of his sons on the bench last game, didn't he? Ruben Amorim. He had Darren Fletcher sons, both of his Darren Fletcher sons. That was this. That was the final nail in the coffin, because he was advised. I should say ordered. He was ordered by the board to make both of them on the bench. That's why he played Joxy, because he believed in Joxy more than them. Because and Joxy was the one who gave them an assist. Joxy was the one who gave assist, by the way, for Cunha. Joxy was the one who gave the assist for them. No, 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 no. It was not Cunha who made it. It was the Joxy. And against who was it against? It was Joxy was substituted at the 45 minute. That was also a good game by Joxy. But this is just politics here. And now Darren Fletcher is gonna play both of his son here and there, here and there. They're gonna get minutes here and there. I'm not saying they are bad. They might be good enough. But the thing is, it is just politics here. If Darren Fletcher wasn't a Manchester United great, then would he have got the job here? No, not at all. Darren Fletcher wouldn't have got the job here if he wasn't a Manchester United prodigy. Not at all. If he wasn't from Manchester United, then you wouldn't have got the job. So the next thing is, what is the next thing? This is the next thing. See, this is what I'm talking about. Ruben Amorim is sacked all that way before him. David Moyes was just 296 days. Yes, David Moyes was just 296. Oh, okay, I can understand it. It was just David Moyes that he could not be just getting on. He couldn't have replicated what Sir Alex did. He couldn't have replicated what Sir Alex did. That's why he was sacked just with 296 days on in his tenure. After that, there was Louis Van Gaal. 735 days for him. That was a good period, by the way. Good time to make anything there. It was about 2 years, no? Yes, it was 2 years. At the end of the season, he was sacked because he couldn't get the top four. But in that season, we got FA Cup. We won the FA Cup in that season. It was due to It was due to Louis Van Gaal we got that season. And after that came Jose Mourinho. 935 days for him. Jose Mourinho. 935 days. And he was sacked because of the player power there. He was sacked just by the player power. There was nothing else in that period. There was nothing else. He was sacked just because he couldn't get along with the players. And the player got the power there. Who were there? Pogba, Rashford, Martial. Jose Mourinho wanted to get rid of Martial and Luke Shaw. And Luke Shaw is still here. Who was the manager that got the Luke Shaw? It was Louis Van Gaal. Luke Shaw has survived Louis Van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole, Ten Hag, and now Amorim. Luke Shaw has survived 5 managers now. And after Jose Mourinho came Ole. Ole was just like Darren Fletcher. He was supposed to be the interim one, and he did some good things. In his tenure, and he was appointed as a permanent manager. And what did it lead to? Nothing. It led to the same thing that we're seeing now. He was booted out again. He was just booted out. That was the all. That was all the things that was happening there. And the other thing is, Dallo. Dallo has survived 4 managers now. Dallo was bought in Jose Mourinho's time. Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ten Hag, and now Amorim. Dallo has survived 4 managers. And there are others too. I should not be getting into the players now. Because there are others too that have survived more than 1 managers, more than 3 managers there. Yes, that is the thing. And after that came Eric Ten Hag. And he has done 851 days there. But he won something there. Eric Ten Hag won 2 titles in 2 seasons. Yet he wasn't backed. He wasn't backed at all. We were seeing progress under Ten Hag. We were seeing really good progress under Ten Hag. And the other thing to notice is Eric Ten Hag played 4-3-3 system. Yes. And after that, who do we got? Ruben Amorim was the one. He wasn't playing a 4-4-2 system, 4-3-3 system. He was playing a back 5 system. Or back 3, I should say. And when any club transforms from one type of system to another type, then it needs loads of money to survive that system, because all the other players are away from the 4-4-2 4-3-3 system. They can't do the job for a 5-3-3 5-3-2 system. Not at all. They can't. And when any club transforms from back 5 to back 4 or back 4 to back 5, then there is this formation change. Everything changes. We need different types of players. The same players can't play for both the teams, both the formations. They can't. They are not really ready to do such things. That is the reason Ruben Amorim was wanting more than 2 players, 3 players, 4 players. Who did he got? Mbeumo was the one. Cunha and Sesko. Those were the only 3 starters that he got. And one of them is playing in AFCON. We already knew that in the beginning of this season. Yet we didn't try to get anyone in place of him. Whose fault is that? Is that Amorim's fault or this board's fault? We should be questioning these things now. In the start of this season, we knew Amad Diallo and Mbeumo were going for AFCON. But we did nothing for them. Nothing, man, nothing. There was no one coming off the rank. And we didn't do anything for that. That is not how we run a club. Not at all. That is not how you run a club. And after that, that is the only thing that Ruben Amorim wanted. Some players to play his system. A midfielder, wing back, full back. And the other thing is Sesko. Okay, Sesko wasn't the preferred one for Ruben Amorim. It was the Aston Villa one. Who was that? Ollie Watkins. It was Ollie Watkins who Ruben Amorim wanted. But he didn't got Ollie Watkins. That is the only issue there. Every manager doesn't get what they need. And they will just sack him. It is just gonna be the fall guy for them. Ineos and Glazers, they are Ineos and Glazers have the fall guy every time. These managers are the fall guys for Ineos and Glazers. They just create hope in Manchester United fans. They talk about backing the manager. They do some backing too. 2-3 players, not full backing, half of backing. And when the situation gets worse or bad, they try to inflict that it is all because of Amorim or the manager. That is the only thing here. That is the only thing. That is why I always wanted to do. I always said that this Ineos and Co doesn't know anything about football. Ineos and Co doesn't know anything about football. Not at all. They don't know anything about football. That's why every time a situation gets bad, they try to pin it on manager. That is the only one issue here. They try to pin it on manager and says everything is all right now. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that, man. Never. So what next now? I still don't know what is next for Manchester United. These billionaires are gonna cash cow, use Manchester United as a cash cow every now and then, and we're just gonna be sitting here and wishing that they go, but they can't go. They are leeches. If they're stuck, they don't go ever. They are leeches. These board, these Ineos, these Glazers, they're all the same. Ineos are like the British Glazers. They are not the that Messiah that everyone wanted to see them as. They are the Glazers, English Glazers. Ineos are the English Glazers. Leeches. These three are all the same. There's nothing difference between in them. So, what next for Manchester United? For now, Darren Fletcher is gonna be the interim manager now, and I think there are rumors from Galsner, the Crystal Palace manager, Oliver Galsner. I think that he is the one that is gonna be the very good prospect for this Ineos and Glazers. Galsner was the one. So I don't think there's much going here. In the next 12 to 15 months, we would be in the same situation now, because this board doesn't back any players we get. Now what are we gonna do? We go back to the back five formation system managers, or we go into the back four now? I just don't know, because with both the situations, they need backing now. Ruben Amorim wanted backing, but these leeches can't give them any money, so he was sacked by the end of it. And the next managers is also gonna be treated the same. The next managers is going to be treated the same. In the next 15 months, we will be in the same situation now. They will create some hope now until this season is gone. This season is gone now. There is nothing good in this season. We will be in a stable 10 or 11th position. We would be at the end of this season now. We will win against Burnley. Our next three games are Burnley. Burnley is one, and the next is Brighton, and the third is Man City. Brighton is in the FA Cup 1. Burnley, we will win against Burnley. There will be a player bounce. In every sacking of manager, the new managers gets the player bounce, and these players will play like it is the last game of their life. They will play like that, and it will be a huge win for us too. And after that, we will be in the FA Cup. FA Cup, I think it is in at Old Trafford, so I think it will be an easy game. They will also win that. They might get a point from Man City, because if these three games were under Ruben Amorim, then we would have been sacked now. Ruben Amorim wouldn't have got anything out of this game. There was no hope. But with the change of the managers, the players are gonna bounce back, like a ping pong ball. They're just gonna bounce here and there. They will play like it is the last game of their life. Their life depends on it. They will play like that against Burnley, against Brighton in the FA Cup, and against Man City. We might even get something out of Man City. Mark my words. And after that, Man City would be the last game of this last bounce of the players. And after that, it will be a roller coaster down the drain, down the hill. Roller coaster down the hill. And look at what they said after all. It was, yes, Ruben Amorim was departed in his role as a head coach. He was the head coach. He was appointed as a head coach, but he wanted to be as a manager. Head coach of the Manchester United, with Manchester United sitting sixth in the Premier League. Sixth, we are sixth now. We could have easily gotten 4 or 5th. Just 3 or 4 points in the gap. And what did they did? They didn't do nothing. Ruben Amorim just wanted a midfielder and a right back. That is the only thing Ruben Amorim wanted. With Manchester United sitting sixth in the Premier League, the club leadership has reluctantly made the decision that it is the right time to make a change. Right time. It is the right time to make a change. Oh my God, how do we get to that? This is not a right. This was not a right time to make a change. This was the right time to back him, not to sack him. You idiots. These idiots. Oh, I just don't know what they are talking about. This will give the team the best opportunity of the highest possible Premier League finish. No, this doesn't give anything. This doesn't give anything. It will just give us some bounce. It will just give us some bounce for up to the Man City game. Man City game will be the last bounce. If you get anything out of the Man City game, then it will be a miracle now. And after that, it is gonna be a rolling down the hill. So I think that is what's gonna happen now. We will win against Burnley. Our next game is Burnley, and after that there is FA Cup third round against Brighton. We will win that too, and even can get to penalties. I don't know what will happen in that game. We will definitely win against Burnley. That is how manage bounce. The players will bounce like a ping pong ball. They will play just like. The intensity will also be high in that game. Mark my words. The intensity will be high. Intensity will be high in that game too. And after that, it's Brighton. Yes, Brighton. We could win that too. And Man City. Man City is the best of the lot to test these players. I should not say test also, because Man City isn't going to be testing the players. It will be just testing the bounce of these players. They bounces like a ping pong ball here and there. They will play like their last game in Man City's game too. So I don't think. And after that, Man City will be the last bounce, and after that, it's going to be all downhill now. That is the last thing. I don't know what will happen to Manchester United. When will you get into the better seasons, better places? Until these owners are here, I don't think we are progressing anywhere. So on that note, I hope everything goes well. I hope Manchester United rise like a phoenix. I hope they do. I really hope they do. Hope is it is. On that note, I'm signing off. See you guys later. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. By the way.